Yesterday, an ignorant supporter of Hamas commented on one of my posts, which of course I deleted. And at the end of her post, she writes, "Why do you care about the death of this whore?" Referring to the post that I made. "And why not about what Israel does to Palestine every day?" My answer to you is that I don't care who you are or what you do. And I'm sure she was a lovely human. The sanctity of life itself is important. And that's the difference between me and you, between Israel and Hamas and all of their followers. Every life has meaning. There's absolutely no moral equivalence between Israeli Defense Force and what Hamas did on October 7th. There is no moral equivalence. There is no justification for the rape, the torture, the murder of babies, children, women, and the elderly. There isn't even a word that I can use to describe the feeling. Any word that I use, I feel like it just falls short. These vile beings argue that Hamas are freedom fighters. This isn't freedom fighting. This is rape and murder. Don't kid yourself. The charter of Hamas does not say we're fighting for the injustice that Israel's embargo does on Palestine, on the Palestinian people, or the electricity or the water. It says we will kill Jews. Dear friends, my lovely humans, feels like the world's at a crux. We're at a tipping point, a war between good and evil. We're at a moment when you can literally see the evil in plain sight. They're not hiding. There's literally postings of videos. They're posting it themselves of the murder and of the torture of innocent human beings. Yet the world tries to justify the murder of Jews with a but. And they'll have you believe that these atrocities can somehow be explained off. Worse yet, they can blame the victim as the aggressor in this situation, like a beaten woman who forces the hand of her attacker. How sick and depraved do you have to be? We're in this fight. We definitely are in a fight of good versus evil. Don't be afraid to stand up and call evil evil. It is evil. But what about the atrocities Israel has committed against the Palestinians? You ask. Yes, Israel is far from perfect. Israel's walls up around Gaza and the West Bank. Israel controls electricity, controls water, which, by the way, they were still supplying after this event happened, to show a sign of humanity. Yes, Israel does act like a bully in the sandpit, and sometimes it gets out of hand. But as you can clearly see, if Israel takes their eye off the ball for one moment, there will be another Holocaust. It's so easy to paint Israel as the aggressor because they have power. And it's easy to see the suffering of innocent Palestinians. I see it. And I feel for innocents. And I feel for the innocent Palestinians. But their leaders do them absolutely no justice. They have billions of dollars in funding that never makes it to the people. Unless it's a pay-for-slay policy, which Hamas has for killing Jews. Israel, for all its faults, has a moral compass. The Jewish people have a moral compass. It's guided by justice and humanity. There's no mandate to kill Palestinians. There's no joy. There's no parading of dead bodies. There's no filming of murder. There's even an attempt to avoid civilian casualty at all costs, even now with a right-wing prime minister in Israel providing time, urging civilians to leave their homes before they enter. There are mistakes and there's byproducts and casualties, but there is no moral equivalence to what Hamas has done. To see people on the streets here in Canada cheering Hamas on, it's grotesque, not only for me as a Jew, but for all humanity. The dead have not even been buried yet. Tell me, when in history have you ever seen this? When have you ever seen the atrocities that we're seeing and then being blamed on the people that it was inflicted on? Friends, my heart is broken. Some of you may not understand. My heart weeps for the families, for my friends, for the people that are called up to the defense force. Israel doesn't have a military. They have a defense force. It's a civilian defense force. I don't understand how much more I have to post before people realize that it's evil. This is not about the BDS movement. Imagine this is your baby, your brother, your sister, your grandmother who was taken, murdered, and raped, all while praising Allah. Is there hope? My hope lies in the unity of our people. Maybe it's the strong and albeit naive nature, I believe, that love can conquer hate. But that won't be today. I believe there probably will be a full-scale war in that region. And maybe there was some big cabal behind it, but that doesn't take away from what's just happened now. And the only way through is for us is to become closer and to show love and empathy, to love your neighbor as yourself. Better yet, love your neighbor like they want to be loved. Show empathy to all humanity. I know it's naive, but I have to believe it. Hope everybody's well. Stay positive, stay connected, stay together. Peace.